Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. We are actually back in the create series for once. It's been a long time. So if you didn't know, I had issues with loading the mod pack because I tried to update the create version to the new one. Then it caused some issues. And let's be honest, I was really procrastinating just going to fix it. Yesterday I was bored, like really bored. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll try to fix it. 20 minutes later, it works. So I'm kind of annoyed at myself that I didn't do this earlier. But here we are, back in the create world. So let's think about what we're going to do today. I think I want to finally get these buildings up here working or doing something. Maybe actually not specifically these, but maybe back here. So this will be our farming area back here, like I've mentioned before. We'll have our crop farms and tree farms and stuff. And I think today I want to actually get a tree farm going because we will need that for making the cardboard in the next update. We can use saplings, I'm pretty sure. So we'll probably have that production be like here somewhere. But either way, so we'll probably have stuff being produced here, maybe even food. I'm not exactly sure. But I think I want to make tree farms back here somewhere. This building, I think I also have an idea for, but I won't spoil what that's going to be. This was completely accidental, but the space up here is actually perfect for the chain conveyors in the new update, which I went through the new update on a video. If you guys want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description. But we can actually put some chain conveyors up here, and it'll be very useful for getting items and stuff, which was unintentional, but it's really nice. We have these jars here. I don't know if they can interact with jars because of course it hasn't been well updated. I haven't been able to test that. Probably could, but we will see. If not, I'll just make another big jar so we can interact with that instead. We'll probably here, I'd say, have a little desk with our access to the storage. And later on I also want to do like a few power poles up around here, which will be transferring our stress around, because I think that would look really cool, and maybe even use those power lines to also transfer items around. Like, I do like the train, but I just don't think that's going to be a great idea. We'll still have this one train going around, but for some stuff we will just use the chain conveyors and stuff. Like if we need to take building or stuff from this building over to here or something like that. I just don't think we need a whole train to grab stuff from there, put into here. So I think we will actually keep the trucks going from like the further areas, like from back there to go into here to the storage. And then around here we will probably just use the chain conveyors and the train if it needs it. But either way, that is the plan. I think we'll make some tree farms. If we go into here, just search a log, I guess. I want to see just these ones. So there's quite a few wood we can make. We will automate oak, spruce, birch. We will automate all of these. Some of them will be harder than others, like dark oak, mangrove, and cherry. The cherry might not be too bad actually. Dark oak and mangrove probably be the hardest, specifically mangrove. If you've ever seen how they grow, they're really annoying. So we'll figure that all out in a little bit. But I'd say for now, it is time for me to go ahead and collect a lot of materials. I've collected a bunch of materials here, and hopefully this will be enough to actually make this. So the plan is to get rid of a bit of this hill here, because the big greenhouse thing we'll be building will go probably like right here. I've collected some other stuff as well, but let me just clear this out first, then we can get to work. Alright, it's a little bit more flat now. We will fix this up at some point later, but for now I just want to get some of this. We will use the other variants of this later on, like we have some of these other things. Let's try to figure out the center. So probably here somewhere. We want space for the road as well, so we'll do 3 blocks. Then we have the road, and the road is 5 blocks. Yeah, I'd say that's plenty enough space then. Now let's plan this out. So we're gonna want a big path through the middle, and I think I want that to be around 7 blocks. Then we'll maybe do like 1 block. I think something like this will be fine. Then we'll maybe have 3 blocks from the edge. Maybe 7 by 5. That's probably long enough. Right, I think this is a pretty good layout. It's pretty big, but it stores 8 farms, I think. There's enough space for 8 of them, at least how big I want them to be. And there is 8 block types, if I didn't miss anything. Not including warped and crimson. Those will probably be in a different building if I ever want to make them. But we will build the actual exterior later, because while I'm not exactly sure if everything will fit in this if I build it first. So I want to make sure every farm works properly, and then we'll build something on top. Make maybe from this side, do something like this. This will be where the minecart thing is. We're not going to do a spinning radial farm for this one. We'll use a minecart contraption. I think that will just, I don't know, be a little bit better. And we don't need a lot of wood anyway, so it doesn't have to be huge. And it will produce plenty enough over time anyway. So here's our 8 spots for our farm. And then we have the path through the middle here, and we have a little extra spot here. We will plant the trees at this level. We'll probably even use a chorister really quickly here. Let me just replace these, just so we kind of have a better idea of where all of these will go. Did I do this wrong? I did this wrong. Okay. And I'm just trying to work here, and then these guys show up. Hopefully I can just place these without getting bothered too much. Please! These are also wrong. Okay. Alright, now it's properly done. Everything is in the right spot. And we have this guy over there. I'm not bothered to deal with him. So we have our little sections here. This is how big each farm will be. Of course, specifically dark oak will be different, because you need the 2x2, so these will be a little different, and mango will be different. I don't know what to do with that just yet, so yeah, for now we're just gonna work on these. I think for the time being I should build one of these. So let's get a cart assembler. I made some drills and deployers already for this. We want portable storage, and just any block. We'll go with, I don't know, we'll go with brass casings for now. We'll have one of these, a cart assembler on it. This might actually have to be back 1 because of how it works. So this will just be a regular oak one, I'd say. Do something like this. Get some brass casings on that. Get my wrench. Do that. We'll probably have an interface maybe here, so it connects to one that would be here. We're gonna have to move this over by 1. So it will connect here. We'll have just have a chute there. We'll take that down. Then we can just have, I don't know, some chest for storage there. And so basically all these will just look like these. And if you've never seen a wood farm like this before, these deployers will plant saplings on these blocks here. And then once the tree grows, these saws will break the bottom log, which breaks the entire tree. And then when it has items in here, it will stop. These will connect. This one will be part of the contraption. This will. These will connect. All the items from here will be taken through here and into some sort of storage thing down at the bottom, which we'll probably make an access to like here somewhere. So that's explained. I will go ahead and do all the other ones. Then I will be back when that's done. Alright, so I actually miscalculated it slightly, because I thought there was only 7 farms. There's actually 8. I must have missed one of these. But all of these 6 here are the same. These will be for oak, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, and cherry. Yeah, okay, that's 6. And then these 2 back here will be for mangrove and dark oak. This one's different because, so even this will be a little different here, because these need to be placed in a 2x2 instead of just 1 sapling. We can save on saws and deployers just by putting 2 blocks there, because, well, these won't be being used at all. So there's no point in that. So that's how this looks. Obviously there's no minecarts or anything underneath these just yet, and I don't even know where to start with the mangrove one. We'll probably have like 1 tree being planted or something. It's a little bit weird with mangrove. I'm gonna have to play around with that. But either way, the rest of these are finished. We will take all of these later. And we probably will keep all of these running because I've had issues where when I just turned off the farm, when I had enough logs, all the trees would still grow, obviously. And then that would clog up the whole place and the machine wouldn't be able to run properly again. So we'll just have these constantly running and we can void them using the void upgrades or just dumping them into lava or something. But apart from that, that's pretty much finished. So I'm going to play around with the mangrove one for a little bit. Hopefully we can get that working. And then we will fit in all the saplings and hopefully this all works. Alright, so I have now finished all of these little things. Everything is now glued. We got our minecarts there and everything. So everything is ready to go. We don't really have the storage yet, but honestly, just for testing, I think these chests are fine enough. Now let's go over to the mangrove farm. So this should actually be enough. From my testing, the mangrove trees never really grew too far out. And if we just break one of the roots, which always spawn in one of the 4 axes, it will just chop down the whole tree. So we only need one saw here. We will be using a deployer to place all of our mangrove saplings because these don't really drop that much from the actual tree, or if not at all. So we will be making a little bone meal farm to actually make these. Because if you don't know, you can, but if you bone meal a mangrove leaf, it will create a propagule, I'm pretty sure. So we can just use that to farm and we will put them into here. I think that's fine enough. And yeah, so that's how everything works here. We will obviously connect this later. But for now, all of these farms are done. I have my levers here as well, which we will be using later in a little bit. But for now, I just need to get some saplings, which I don't actually think I have all of them. So I probably have to go and get a whole bunch. We have oak, we do have some mangrove. We have dark oak, we have spruce, we have a bit of jungle. It looks like that's about it. There we go. Hopefully these will be working now for a little while. And we should see them growing enough. And I guess I should probably go ahead and find all the other saplings. Alright, so I've let these farms run for a little while. And I've had to alter them a little bit. Like for jungle and oak or spruce, I made them into single lines because they would maybe sometimes grow 2x3 trees. And it also took, they just didn't grow, basically. So doing them like this let them grow. And, well, I don't have enough jungle saplings to test that, but I assume it's the same thing. Oak's been running completely fine. We're already full, it seems. Birch has been running fine. Acacia, dark oak, cherry. I haven't been able to test jungle properly because I don't have enough saplings. And mangrove has been working. It's just... Right, so I have marked where the tallest trees grow to on all of these. Which, of course, I didn't test the spruce and the jungle wasn't tested properly either. But these are the heights that they all ended up at pretty much. The highest ones anyway. And this is where the mangrove grew up to, which is really high. But I did also remember that if there's blocks above where a tree's going to grow, it will block the tree from growing higher than that. So we can actually use that for our advantage so that trees don't grow way too tall in here. So it's actually fine probably if we keep them at like this height. We should get plenty enough trees growing that way anyway. But yeah, you can see everything is working fine. The mangrove obviously takes a lot longer than the rest because there's only one sapling in there. And jungle because there is no saplings. But yeah, so now that we kind of have it figured out and the height is figured out and all that, it is time for me to actually start building some of the stuff here. So we have iridium, so we have these different types. I think I'll probably go with these Castel bricks or tiles. I think that looks the most like sheet metal. I think that makes sense for something like this. Now I could go for copper, which was my plan originally, But not only does it take a lot of copper, I also need to oxidize all this, which I don't really want to do. Iridium might look a little bit better because it's just that tiny bit darker. So because I don't have this actually designed in a creative world, I can't just schematic this in. So I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I need to build some stuff here. So yes, let me continue getting materials going and keeping a close look at these farms, and let's get to building. So here it is. This is, I think, pretty good. I do like the shape and everything. Now, it does look a little empty. I tried to fix that a little bit with these things inside. Like, I think the inside looks really cool. The outside looks cool as well. It just looks empty. Unfortunately, can't really do anything about that. But as far as I'm aware, every tree is farmable and everything does actually work. Like, yeah, we have a lot of stuff. This has already been overflowing, so I had to add a void upgrade into there. Jungle is farming. It's just taking a while because for some reason jungle saplings drop really rarely, but this should pick up its pace eventually. This is something I have been dealing with as well. It's just been spreading the grass out here, which I don't really want it to. There we go. Hopefully the spreading will stop eventually. But as you can see, everything is still growing. I think this is broken a little bit. There we go. All of these farms are actually working. They're all growing. This is stuck. Yeah, everything does work. And if you've seen, which I probably did leave in, we did find this guy, which is full diamond and netherite boots. That's kind of crazy. I feel like that's really rare and I should do something with them. So for now, I just marked him with this. We'll do something maybe at some point in the future. Yeah, it's like usual. Just looks like it's been plopped on. We will go ahead and fix that at some point. Probably when we're going ahead and fixing everything else around here. But that is a future thing. For now, I want to set up a temporary little storage. Because, well, all of these are getting quite full. And I don't want them clogging up and lagging out the whole thing. I want them to keep running. So you get a big stockpile of them. Now, for now, I think I'm going to use jars. Because, well, all of our wood stuff is here. To be honest, I don't think we will transport all of our wood supplies over here. Because we have 8 types. I think just having oak here is probably fine. And if we ever need the other types, we can just come over here. But yeah, I keep getting sidetracked. We're going to make a temporary storage. Could probably just put it here in the middle for now. I don't actually have anything to really connect them. But that's fine. So let me go ahead and just collect a few materials then, so we can actually set this up. Alright, I have some of the materials. We probably need more trims. We definitely need more trims. So, is this the center? I think this is the center of the whole thing. So, let's actually just probably do something like this. Then, so we need 8 for all the logs. 8 for all of the saplings. We need apples, sticks, and then we do have roots and moss as well. And then, so we need more trims. What's the recipe for those? That's not too bad. Let's just head down here. We probably want some way to show where that actually is. Let me just dig down a few blocks on each of these. Right, I've connected everything here at the bottom now. It's just this little section here. But it is time to place all of... Okay, I guess I missed one. So let's go ahead and break these so we no longer need them. Do you want to put that in there? We'll go ahead and put everything into those in a bit. Let's go and break that. All right, I've connected everything. Now all we really need is to just filter everything. I'm not going to put them in fully just yet because, well, I want to see if the items actually do come in here. All right, that's all done. The only thing we don't have is jungle saplings, but yeah, that's why. So let's, I guess, connect these and hope all this does actually work. Okay, birch is coming in, oak is coming in, dark oak, cherry, acacia. Is that it? There's a lot of birch, jeez. Is spruce coming in? No. Mangrove. Ah, okay, well there's our issue for mangrove. Tree's a little bit too big, so our machine can't get it. Let's just do that, hopefully that will... Hey, maybe one more. There we go. So we should see acacia going in. Mangrove's gone in. Jungle's gone. Okay, we got everything. So now I can just clear all this out. Alright, I've added void upgrades to everything now, so we shouldn't be overflowing with everything, and everything should be working without breaking. And there are some visual glitches happening around here, but everything is working. So we can clog this up for now. We will change this probably next episode though, because I am out of time. I really procrastinated again, obviously, but we do have a building. We did do some work. Hopefully, if I'm not going to procrastinate, next episode we'll get a proper storage sorted for this. Maybe fix this little hillside up a bit. And we will be making something in one of these two buildings, which I'm not going to spoil for now. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Test for the first time in a while. Hopefully nothing's broken. It looks like we're in.